Hello everyone to another live video, and I'm sitting here in one of my favorite spots in Glasgow. It's in Kelvingrove Park, and that's the water behind me. I'm not sure if you can see the ducks. Probably you can't. Okay, I just wait a couple of moments so for some people to tune in before I start speaking about the subject of today, which is basically, is the definition of your success is creating suffering for you and others or not? Now that's very interesting subject, and the reason I'm shooting that video because I just got hit with that inspiration. I was just having my lunch and just that idea came to me, and I thought just I must watch it, I must share it. So what do I mean by the idea of does your definition of success create suffering or not? Now, we always get what we define things to be, not what things are exactly is. So let me define that. So let me just explain that in a better sense. So when we seek success, we don't really seek quote-unquote success because there is nothing outside called success. We seek our definition for what success is. Does that make sense? When we seek to be great, we don't seek something called great outside. We seek what our definition of greatness is. When we seek to be happy, we don't seek quote-unquote true happiness. We seek what our definition of happiness is. Now, for most people, because they don't really take the time to go inside and advance or develop their definition or create an authentic definitions, they fall under the umbrella of cultural definition for success. So what they're really seeking is the cultural concept of what success should be. And in most cases, it's just having more things, having more, more cars, more money, more like a better position. Now, there is nothing wrong with that. Those stuff are really beautiful. But if that's your only definition of success, you will be suffering. There is a dog behind me. I'm not sure if you can see him. Okay, so if that's your own definition of success, you will get stuck in more physical perception for it. And you will be trapped, and eventually that will create suffering because you're following just a concept that's quite shallow, to be honest. So how would you know, or how can you create an empowering definition of success? And let me tell you that trick that will really help you to create your own definition of success and to make sure that it will help you to evolve in life. It will help you to have an evolutionary experience of life. So, are you ready for it? I'm gonna give you the jewels of wisdom here. This is really the secret, if I might call it that way, although it's not really a secret. And the secret, quote unquote, is this. If your definition of success does not include consciousness, then it's empty and it will create suffering. How I know that? Because this is the area I've been searching for. This is the area I've been frantically studying and developing and obsessively putting all my time and energy in it. And I can tell you, if your definition of success does not include increasing consciousness, you will create suffering. Now, what I mean in consciousness is simply as becoming more aware person. It's simply as becoming more compassionate person. It's simply as becoming more genuine person. It's simply as having a message and purpose that you're following. It's simply as being more connected. It's simply as being more expressive. It's simply as being more healed, more whole, more loved from inside. So if your definition of success is not under the umbrella of becoming more conscious person, then it's empty. Empty. And if you think consciousness and success cannot work together, that's another concept, because you could be conscious and spiritual and rich and kind and happy and successful. Actually, they both work together beautifully, because the more you increase your consciousness, the more you have access for inner resources, different possibilities that you never seen it's possible before. So in my case, my definition of success is unlocking my highest possible expression and helping people to do so. That's where I consider myself succeeding the most. The more I'm living my highest possible expression, the more I'm creating from that place, the more I'm following that creative impulse, the more I'm adding value from that place, the more I'm letting go for things that does not express my highest possible expression or does not bring my highest possible expression. For me, that's the path of success. So it doesn't have to be the same for you. Just find your own definition for success and make sure it includes consciousness. Become more conscious person, more awake, more mindful, more connected, more expressive, more leader, like all that things that comes under of consciousness. And at the core, it's becoming more loving and compassionate person, because that's the core of consciousness. And actually, let me say something a bit out of the context here, but that's what's coming now. The whole planet, what do you think holds the whole planet in its orbit or in space? It's love, it's compassion. Compassion holds everything together. And that's why the more loving you become, the more conscious you become, the more you feel unity, because love unites and fear separate. So the more your success includes, that's a better way to put it, includes being more loving, more connected to the self-love, then that definition is leading you to a better state. If your definition of success includes a lot of competition, a lot of fear-based concept, a lot of just being better than this and better than that, or trying to prove yourself, then by all means it will create suffering. Now that doesn't mean you won't be successful in the eyes of the society, but you will be creating suffering. Tony saying love is everything. I agree on that, because at the core of our being there is only love. That's the ultimate truth. And the reason I consider it the ultimate truth, because let me explain it that way. So for millions of years, ancient wisdom, they knew that the ultimate truth is oneness. And what oneness is, really is love, because eventually love unites. And when you go to the purest form of love, it means it unites everything. That's why there's a sense of unity. Fear, on the other way around, it separates. Not saying that you don't need to experience fear. We have a human experience and there is fear, and it will awaken courage. So fear will be there. But the more the definition of success is taking us to more towards self-loving place, that's the place you can find your most expressive self. That's the place you can bring your highest possible expression to the world. So just make sure that your definition of success are not trapping you. And that's the first step before you follow in that path. Okay, I guess that was my advice. Do you have any question, guys? Anything you want to answer or anything you want to add about that subject? Victor saying, I couldn't agree more. You're speaking from all of our heart. Thank you, Victor. Thank you. Really, that message came out of the heart, and that's why I wanted to share it. And welcome, Holly. Okay, so that was my message. Just enjoy the scene. It's beautiful. And I want to say also something. Today I gonna also live, Victor saying, live life like an art, like meditation. I love that as well. So that's your definition of success, more being in more in that artist space or art-based space. Again, that's my advice. Today I gonna see Brian Ridgway, and probably we're gonna do live Q&A. So just stay tuned and make sure to ask him any questions you want. Just think of a question. You can even send me in my Facebook the question you want me to ask, and I will ask him. Okay, I'll see you very soon. Just have a great day. Bye bye from Kelvin Grove, Glasgow.